Hi, good day, everyone. Welcome back to Secrets of the Sale. Now, thanks again for all your feedback and your comments from the previous episodes. There's a lot of information that we're about to discuss here today, and I'm super elated to finally have Sunny Williams here.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Sunny.
having me.
Absolutely, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait for us to discuss this big topic.
Okay.
Everyone is asking about credit. Everyone is asking about how to repair their credit.
Yes.
And you seem to be the expert
Thank you.
of all. So many people want to restore their credit, but they don't know who to call. They don't
Right.
know who to
Who to
trust. Right?
Trust.
And I'm super excited that you're
Yes.
here.
Thank you.
Please share with the audience the debt utilization and the way FICO scores are created.
Okay.
Yes.
So debt utilization is also known as, in layman's term, debt to credit.
Right.
So debt to credit would mean your debt versus how much credit you have available. So example, if you have and gotten approved for a $10,000 credit card, how much available credit do you have on that $10,000 available credit card? You don't have 10,000. You are not to use the full 10,000. You are to use only a third of that 10,000, which means you only have 3,300. So a lot of us say, "Oh my God, I got this awesome card," not realizing make sure you don't exceed over 30%. Now, I'm going to explain a little
Yes.
story. So I have a client, and I've done their credit, and everything was going great. It was wonderful. And then all of a sudden, she's just like hit me out of the blue and was like, "Oh my God, Queen, my score just dropped 66 or 75 points. And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, I just swept everything off your credit. I've gotten everything completely right. We're trying to build right now. What possibly happened?"
Right.
At that moment when I went into her login, which I only use TransUnion, by the way, and I'll explain to you why I only use that.
Okay.
But when I went into TransUnion, I looked at all three of her credit bureaus, and I noticed that card that she had that I told her don't touch, she didn't listen. And while I was putting myself down and feeling bad about the situation, I had to realize, wait a minute, you need to follow protocol.
That's right.
I told you don't use the card, because by using debt to credit, which is your credit utilization, you are showing banks that you are nervous, you are desperate, and it's making the banks look at you like, what happened? Are you desperate? Did you run into something? Why did you max your card?
Correct.
So what happened was she lost those points because of her debt utilization.
Interesting.
So you can't use that.
That's right. So 30% of
30%.
the credit that you're given,
Yes.
that's all you can use.
Only use 30% of
Right.
what the available balance is of that card. 10,000, 3,300, 1,300. And that's what.
And what about the matrix? Because usually there's like a matrix of what
Right.
you can use. What about that? Can you share with us?
Well, the matrix is of, you have the 5 C's. And I wrote that down because I don't want to misappropriate anything.
Sure.
But you have 5 C's. The
Okay.
5 C's is what makes up that FICO score. That's your matrix.
Right.
So you have the character, which is the borrower's willingness, okay? Then you have the capacity. Do you have the income to pay the new debt versus the new debt plus the old debt that you have? That's very important. Then you have the capital. Capital, I know it sounds crazy, but they want to make sure that, do you have something that's worthy just in case to back up?
Right.
Not your collateral, but your capital. What do you have? It sounds crazy and it's cliche, but do you want to do business with people that don't have businesses going on already? So it's like you have to have something to kind of reflect off,
Right.
to be vouchable.
Right.
And then you have collateral, which is what we just discussed. Collateral now is for a car. If I've given you
Right.
an approval for a car, you have that collateral. You don't pay, I repo.
Right.
You have
As
a
well-
boat,
Yeah.
I
right.
take it back.
a house.
A house, I
That's right.
foreclose.
That's right.
So that's your collateral. And then you have conditions. Conditions in the bigger picture is more so all of them together,
Mm-hmm.
but it's backed by the economy. So the economy determines the conditions. And that's what the big matrix is.
Now, what are some things about credit that the average person doesn't know, or a secret tip that you can
Okay.
share?
So I have a secret tip I'm going to
Okay.
share.
Okay.
Okay.
Secrets of the sale.
So, okay. So let's say you have a credit card
Right.
and your balance is $275. Let's say you're available. Let's say your limit was 1,000.
Okay.
Okay. Because we want to say realistic numbers. $1,000 credit card,
Okay.
275 is your balance. You want to bump and jump your scores and double. It's like how a rapid rescore is when we're at the real estate table.
Right.
It's like a rapid credit score.
Okay.
Your minimum payment due is $50 and is due on the 15th, let's say January, because we're going into January.
Right.
The 15th of January. Pay 2 payments You can divide it. I don't care if your minimum payment is $50. Don't pay $50 on the due date. Pay $25 a week before your closing date, and then $25 on the due date. It now spikes the credit system to thinking that you made 2 payments. And that's how you can bump your score. See, that was a secret. I've never shared that.
As you know, I just shared with you that I have 10 rentals right now. I have over 100 inquiries per day requesting for rentals. Now, 90% of these people do not have good credit.
Wow.
It's very frustrating to me. It's very frustrating to the owners. The owners want to get their places rented. They would love to rent their places to you. However, you have to understand that if you were in the landlord's shoes, you would do the same thing that they're doing. We live in Kings County. We live in Queens County. We live in New York City.
Right. Even Long Island.
Long Island.
Oh, definitely worse.
The court systems are in favor of tenants.
Yes.
Our homeless population is through the roof.
That's right.
The city doesn't want any more people in the shelter system. They don't want to distribute any more vouchers.
That's right.
With that being said, you have to understand that your credit, even if you have a voucher, right now the landlords are asking to see your credit even if you have a voucher.
Do you know why they're asking, though? To see if there's any evictions on there.
There we go.
To see if you've been doing this over and over and over
There we
again.
go. You're a professional tenant.
That's right.
A professional tenant means that you're bouncing from place to place.
Right.
Utilizing the voucher or the system or whatever, or what have you.
That's right.
And playing on the system.
Correct.
Knowing that the courts are not going to easily evict you.
Right.
Some people are allowed to stay in a property for 9 months, at minimum 3 to 6 months, maximum 9 months to a year, with paying no rent.
Oh, I've known homeowners personally. Remember, I'm back and forth in the courthouse,
That's
Kings
right.
County, and you should see, but between September and December, they are not allowed to evict because of the holiday season. That's why
right.
I'm able to go in and out very fast. But I will tell you this,
Right.
New York is the tenant state, which means that the landlord will lose their home within a year's time, going back and forth with you.
There we go.
They will not kick you out.
Yeah.
You don't have a
Yeah.
child under 5 in the house.
Or a senior citizen.
So it's very important that the landlords are protected.
That's
And
right.
just like you would tell them, your credit is not right, and I cannot take any chances
That's
on
right.
putting an unqualified tenant in this dwelling, because I don't want to have to hear from him a year later when he tells me, Miss Nadine, you put someone in here
Exactly.
that was not qualified, and now I have to bite the bullet on losing my dwelling, or you have to list it now.
That's right.
I have a tip too. If you have credit cards and you're falling behind, so this is to pretty much stop you from going under. Make sure that every credit card that you have has insurance on it. If you fall behind, you contact your credit card company and tell them, I want to put in a claim. I am unemployed now, and they will pay up to a year of your credit card minimum payment, or stop it.
That's a
This
great
is
tip.
important. You need to make sure you have these credit cards that have that credit protection. Yeah.
I'd like you to share your book with the audience, please.
That's okay. So this is Wine and Wealth. This is Volume 1, Credit. And you can find this on Amazon. And this pretty much explains understanding, improving, and protecting your credit. In the back, it is actually a booklet where it helps you. It's pretty awesome. It gives you your credits and debt plan worksheet. So this pretty much helps you get through it. You kind of budget your stuff, home management, all of those things. Kind of teaches you how to do that. But it asks you what your credit goals are. So this is very important, and this is pretty good. It helps out a lot of people for those that don't know how to. And it teaches you how to remove things off if you don't have time. You can't pay me or any other organization. You can buy this book. I mean, it's $15.99. It'll save your life.
So Amazon.com. There we
Yes.
go. Wine and Wealth, Volume 1, Credit, with Sunshine Smith Williams.
Thank
Sonny,
you.
please let them know how they can reach you.
Yes. Okay. So on the website, sunshinesmithwilliams.com, sunshinesmith-williams.com, and my page on Instagram for credit repair is Credit Legal Realty, and you can log on at www.creditlegalrealty.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sonny.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm so happy that we got to discuss this. There's so much more that I want to address
I
because you
know.
have a lot going on.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'd like for you to share with the audience at another date.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Secrets of the Sale. Any questions you have, feel free to send me an email at jmorerealty@gmail.com. In addition to reaching out to me on Instagram at jmorerealty, you can send me a DM. Take care. Have a great one.